The WNBA is crazy. It's a media dumpster fire. But what if we told you it's somehow getting worse? Now, the media and the players are describing it as a location of systemic white privilege. That's right. Basketball, women's basketball at the professional level, paid for by the NBA, is a locus of white privilege. If you can't believe it, we can't either. You shouldn't. But here's what the media is declaring. Division, derision, it is the WNBA. And what does the W even stand for anyway at this point? Ladies and gentlemen, it's another video covering the chaos that surrounds women's basketball. Click that like button, share, subscribe, and click it. Stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. All right, folks, take a look at this. The WNBA is apparently filled with systemic white privilege. Yes, you heard that right. The WNBA. Sophie Cunningham, the young lady who was, assaulted on the court, she gets absolutely taken out with a haymaker. Sophie Cunningham is not having this. She is not enjoying the idea that the WNBA is a hive of white privilege. She says there's no reason to even play that card after she is knocked out on the court by a player behind her. We've played the video before, folks. It's unbelievable what was done. Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham pushed back after Chicago Sky guard Dejanay Carrington blamed white privilege for her own ejection from Saturday's game, a post Carrington later deleted. Cunningham dismissed the accusation outright, pointing to her own ejection last season for a similar foul. She says, quote, "I think the league is taking care of that. This has nothing to do with race. Last year, I did the same thing and I got kicked out. And I deserved to be kicked out. There's no reason to even play that card." Now, the foul itself, Cunningham, this is Dejanay, said, "Clearly, I think it was unnecessary. I've never really spoken to her and have no beef with her, but I guess she has some pent-up stuff." Maybe they got this switched around a little bit. No, this is Sophie Cunningham. Never mind. "Clearly, I think it was unnecessary," says Sophie. "I've never really spoken to her and have no beef with her, but I guess she has some pent-up stuff. So get your stuff off. That's fine. I can take it." She says, "Yeah, it's intentional. I do think when people play the Fever," and this is the key point, folks, I want to get to. She says, "We're nationally televised." You get that? Because the rest of the teams are not nationally televised. When people play the Fever, that's the Caitlin Clark team, we are nationally televised. There's a lot of eyes on us, and people just want attention. And that's her just trying to get attention. Interesting. Okay, so let me turn to the panel then. The claim here is that, they're saying it's white privilege and, all these attacks on Caitlin Clark. Blade, I'm going to go to you first. Maybe this is just a bunch of woke women who are getting paid almost nothing, who are being kept up by the NBA's giant contracts. And the only way they can get any attention, the only chance they get for people to know their name is to beat the living daylights out of the Fever players. Just absolutely roundhouse kick Sophie and Caitlin, and then go to your locker room and tweet something out. And if you get fined, that's fine, because at least somebody will have heard of you at that point. That's the claim, Blaine.
Yeah. It kind of seems like that. It's wild how violent the WNBA seems. I mean, I think like half of these women just need to go ahead and actually just maybe join MMA. Like maybe that's where they belong, because they're doing all of that on the court, and it's insane. And it does seem very one-sided, I guess we could say. And it is sheer violence. It's just like, what are we doing? And like you said, the weird thing is that the whole league is subsidized by the NBA.
Yeah.
They're propping them up. And so, yeah, it would make sense. They're just trying to do something to gain attention, because most of them are getting shut out by a handful of really good players that they hate.
Now, we'll play this again. We're going to play it in slow motion so people can see. We've done this before. We'll do it again just so you can see what white privilege looks like, okay? Here is the paler-skinned Fever player, and here is the young lady who's going to come in and destroy her. She innocently getting ready to go up for an uncontested layup. There's nobody there, so here she goes. I've got a clear lane. Nobody's going to attack me. I'm going to go, put the ball in, whatever. And here's the player from behind her who has no chance. The ball, you can see arms are straight up. Ball gets ready to leave. Ball is gone. And what happens? Wham!
Yeah.
I mean, look at the speed of this, okay? In fact,
in another company, that'd be called a clothesline.
Watch this.
Right.
Wham!
Completely intentional.
I mean, just knock her out.
And so I saw a video this morning, and I think I forgot to save it, but it was just like this girl, specific girl, and all of the fouls that she's been committing. There's one where she literally, like, she's falling and she reaches up and she grabs the girl by the ponytail and yanks her down with her.
Jeez.
Like in hockey, she'd be a goon. Like this girl is just constantly throwing hands at people and just cannot function in this team environment. I mean, we saw Caitlin Clark had to literally go out and apologize for being white because these girls were just savaging her every game.
But it's white privilege.
In the face. Yeah, completely privilege.
Amazing. If you think it's going to get better, it's not. Until somebody puts their foot down on this. And we don't mean that in, like, don't put your foot down on them as they're laying there bleeding on the court, please. Sports Illustrated. Are you ready for this? Sports Illustrated says that it is Sophie Cunningham got a bitter taste of karma after drawing flagrant foul in Fever Sky.
What was the karma? Was this because she's doing flagrant fouls on people? Was it or something else? Maybe something about her political opinions not being okay.
Yeah, it's because she doesn't want to play against men.
There's what karma looks like, right?
Imagine that.
Right there, wham. Wraps her arm. This is what lets you know how flagrant it is. She wraps her arm around her throat. If we play this, okay. Boom. Okay, she was going for the ball here. There's nothing wrong. I mean, it's going to be a foul. It's a crazy foul, and you can really hurt the person. You're going to push them forward. They can crash into things. So this is going to be a crazy flagrant foul already. But then she wraps her arm with velocity around her throat and throws her to the ground. I mean, that is one more time. Wham! Just for the sound effects. I love it. Okay, so
really easy way to break somebody's neck.
So she goes to the locker room. She claims white privilege. And now, Caro, there's an actual online argument about whether the WNBA is a league that features white privilege systemically. Like that is the conversation now that's happening in some circles, including Sports Illustrated, who's all in on this.
I mean, women's sports is generally like a bag of cats as it is. I mean, like, it doesn't surprise me that they're getting in their feelings and doing all this stuff. And the name calling just seems like a diversion from accountability as far as I'm concerned. So that's really all I got to say. Sports ball, it's not really my thing. I just watched the clip and I was like, yeah, that looks like a foul. That looks like you hurt somebody. And,
Pro, this is a league that is literally putting together a committee to decide what a woman is.
Right.
So I'm not shocked that they are having, issues with, trying to decide fouls and whatnot. I mean, like, literally, and now to the point where, like, they are in such a pickle right now because all of these, like, recently retired NBA guys are now declaring themselves as women and registering for the WNBA draft.
Yes, that is definitely throwing them for a loop right now because the WNBA, I think, is going to be the death place for woke 1.0. AOC is trying to get away from woke now, and I think it's because they know, like, the WNBA is going to have to declare what the heck is a woman. They've been Matt Walshed. And by the way, speaking of Matt Walsh, let's go to a very hot take that he has out there. Matt Walsh has this to say, quote, "It is really incredible that there's just outright racial violence happening in the WNBA. Every men's professional sports league has black and white players, and they aren't having these problems. Remember this the next time a feminist tells you women should rule the world because they're more peaceful and empathetic or whatever." Now that's a spicy take. That's a spicy thing to say, eh? Caro, you want to respond to Matt Walsh on that one? Is that?
I mean, I'm not really fond of feminists or feminism in general. In fact, most of the modern day feminists that I've encountered have been very backstabby and entitled and basically telling everybody to do things for them. And then they
call that empowered, Carol. It's empowered.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Sounds like they want to be house cats and given everything and do no work for it. That's what it sounds
you're
like.
Not validating them right now, Carol.
Oh man, what a personal problem to have.
Indeed.
So I don't really disagree with Matt Walsh on that. It's just, I think we need the Feminist Council or whatever they're called. I'm sure they've got some fun like group name that they've got. Needs to get together and they need to actually like powwow about what it is that they actually want.
Where does the Feminist Council meet? Can we come up with where that would be? What's the best place for
I would imagine it's a
but I don't think I
coven.
could say it on this show.
I don't know where. I'm not invited, obviously, because when I ask them questions.
Please tell me it's Panera Bread.
could be a coffee shop.
It's
it could
hell.
it could be a coffee shop. It could be like a fancy like bread place. Like bitches love bread, but what they really love, and I'm sorry for the language, what they really love are smelly candles. So maybe we need to go to like a smelly candle store and find them.
Oh,
That's
so we got to
probably where
find
they're at.
the one mall in America where Panera sits next to a Bath and Body Works.
You guys are wrong. It's one of those sip and paint places where you drink wine and make terrible paintings.
I'm glad that's got clarified. I was worried there were places in America where you go and sip paint, and we would not recommend that. We don't recommend that at all.
Yeah, I think you for that.
That could explain some things. Maybe that's why they're this way.
Maybe that's what's
Sipping
happening
too much
here.
Paint.
All right, so Jonas, here's the bottom line about this. I think what we're watching with the WNBA is this movement, this woke movement, and the ability to gaslight people, white privilege, and all that. I think it's tuckered out. I think that's what we're finding out is everybody's like almost everybody, minus Rolling Stone and Sports Illustrated. Everybody is mocking this as it is deserved, as we should have been doing. And maybe we were all doing, but we were blocked from being able to do so online and being censored and shadow banned and kicked off online. Now, Jonas, it is echoing. Everybody is laughing at these morons who are destroying the WNBA.
You know, it's a funny thing to watch all of this and for it to be not affecting actual sports in any way. And forgive me, you know, there's some people I know that would love to be in the WNBA one day. I just wish they would get into a profitable field so that they can, take care of themselves. I think in all of this, it just anytime you turn towards the WNBA, there are people who are doing the work to show up and play a great game and entertain the fans and to give people what they're expecting. If what they are expecting turns into this kind of stuff that's not the game itself, then you're turning into something trashy. And Dijonnaise, which, you know, I was not a fan of that product. It's just Dijon mustard and mayonnaise in the same jar. Kraft tried that back in the day, didn't work. And that's pretty much the best thing I can say about that lady there. It just, there was some rumor that even the state of Florida was thinking, what if we just charge her with assault? And I think if you're at that level with your play style, then what is the point of any of this other than spectacle and go on Jerry Springer if that's the kind of thing you're looking for. Oh, Emmanuel Ocho is weighing in. I guess he's going to tell us that it's actually fine.
No, I think he's saying you can't call it white privilege.
Remember when he had that Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man series, and none of the conversations were uncomfortable for him?
Yeah. Well, Dijonnaise is not happy with him right now. And, my fear here is that we're going to get to the point where Caitlin Clark or Sophie, that they're actually seriously injured. Like, you know, they do break their neck or, you know, they are hurt in a way that they can't keep playing. Right. Yeah. And then are we going to say it's white privilege? They had it coming. They were asking for it. Is that where this goes next? Could be.
At the end of it, look, people are exhausted with this. With all of this racial nonsense. When people were coming out all week and being like, why are they casting the X-Men as white people? Or like I made a post just the other day about they're putting the bald black lady from Agatha supposedly into Ghost Rider. And I was just like, well, that's, you know, like that kills my interest. And everybody was just like, why? Because a black woman's in it? And I'm like, no, because an annoying character from an annoying show is in it. We're all tired of it. We don't want to have these conversations anymore. That's why, to the point where now when they bring it up, we're all rolling our eyes. Marvel has rolled out a majority of this X-Men cast, and there has not been a single race swap yet. That should tell you everything there is to know about where we're all at with this.
Yeah, and they're in for a rude awakening because Gen Alpha is based, and the oldest Gen Alpha right now is about 6. Yes. They're about 16 years old, and so they're going to be at voting age before too terribly long. Like, they are over this crap. They are not all about the PC culture and minding everybody's feelings. Their early years were about that. It also probably has a lot to do with the fact that most of them have conservative parents because the liberals weren't having kids through those years. Like, but I have young kids and I've seen it a bunch with their friends and everything. And I'm just like, man, like you guys are bringing back like old Xbox lobby chat talk.
Oh
Like,
man, the Xbox will rise again.
yeah, we're back.
Yeah,
We're back, baby. WNBA, not so much. When you stick around for the entire video, it really does help the channel. And we're so appreciative of that, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine that you would stick around and hear everything we have to say. The studio is glistening because you're listening each and every day. If you're not yet subscribed, well, you should be. And click that like button. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.